This week I learned a new way to spin a staff fast as but as easy as I thought it would be at the start, this skill just seemed to slip out of my hands. Literally. So let's get it down. When it comes to getting a staff like this, I got this from off of a shelf of a hardware store. This is actually a thick tapered handle. This skill is called the behind the back spin, and it consists of flourishing a staff as you would with a sword, but you have to switch hands behind the back. So when I got started, I wanted to make sure I was far away from hitting anything. I tried learning it by myself without looking at a tutorial, but I ended up just looking like I was lost at the beach. But what I did get right was twisting my right hand to the right until I couldn't twist it anymore, then following that motion behind the back until this position. I kept improvising, and after a while I started to notice that it's kind of like when I learned how to spin a sword. So I started to try and go faster, and then I thought to myself, okay, let's try even faster. And it seemed like it was actually starting to go well. But also, all of a sudden, it got to a point where I wasn't sure if I was adding more spins than I needed to. So I hopped on YouTube to search for tutorials on this skill. But it turns out I was on the right track. From here, you point forward, you twist your hands so your palms facing back, and you bend your arm behind your back. Now switch to your left hand on the bottom, then straighten your arm to the left, twist your left wrist to the left for one final loop, then right hand goes under left, grab, and start again. Bam! The challenging part of this skill is switching hands behind the back. So every time I would try to go fast, all of a sudden my staff would just disappear behind my back. But as they say, you definitely want to learn to walk before you run. And finally, it's time to build that speed. I noticed that at the beginning I made pauses when I was switching hands, so that affects your momentum, which affects your speed. So I visualized being like a windmill, spinning in one continuous motion. But that's when other problems started. I was either losing my grip or inflicting physical pain on myself. That hurt. And let me tell you, after repeating this over and over for a while, the skin from my hands started to peel off. But I didn't stop there. I wanted to keep going faster. I needed to stay concentrated and hyper-focused. Then I put on a pair of gloves to help me with the pain. Then I noticed something important. So it's not about moving your arm, but rather your wrist, and that way you'll move faster. And all of a sudden, just applying this small detail made a huge difference. So once I started focusing on that, I noticed that I was doing something intuitively to help gain more speed, which was moving my body rather than staying stiff. You actually use your whole body. But even at this point, I'm still not satisfied, so I think to myself, I should do this at a waterfall. I started searching the internet for waterfalls near me, and I ended up going to Huntington Falls, but little did I know that something magical was gonna happen. So when I get to the waterfall, I'm thinking, man, this is dope. And then right in front of the waterfall, I see like these rocks that are just perfectly set, and I'm like, that's where it's at. Right there, that's the shot. But you know, sometimes things just don't go the way you plan, and then all of a sudden, I'm soaked. I get up, I try again, then my staff falls into the water and floats towards the waterfall, so I jump in again, and finally I get my shot. But there's something I didn't tell you. I came here in freezing temperature at 7 in the morning, and this was my first shot here. That means that in all these other clips you just saw, I was soaked, I was cold, I was in pain, I was hungry, and I did it. But still, and I even came back with a little souvenir. Up right there. But it's all good, guys. Every Friday I'm going to be uploading videos like this. I learn new skills every week. Thank you to everyone that's been following and supporting the channel, and welcome to everyone that's new. So be talented, be great, be G, and I'll see you in the next video.